We're taking it to different days in the city. It'll be offering free rides to the public on the weekends.
Come on. Wow. Zoom is not performing today. Been pretty lucky though. This is the first time that it's ever done this.
Throughout the summer months, we're taking it to different piers in the city. It'll be offering free rides to the public on the weekends.
Yeah, it's like freezing up at this. I'm going to move on.
We can watch it ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let me just shrink this down here. Okay, and we're going to go like that, and we're going to go. All right. If you ever heard the term postmodernism, it's everything that's been in existence since the 1915s. Okay, or 1950s, excuse me. All right. And it's all about recognizing, art trends. It's like there's no new ideas coming about now. No, nothing new under the sun. Postmodernism is just a
10 minutes or so,
regurgitation.
your monitor is a museum. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 famous paintings. Look at me. For this list, we've looked at the most famous paintings in the world. Of course, art is a very subjective subject, so we've ranked our entries based upon the recognizability and global reputation of each piece. We've also limited these to individual pieces, so any smaller parts of a larger whole are not up for consideration. Number 10, The Kiss, Gustav Klimt. Painted between 1908 and 1909, The Kiss is Gustav Klimt at the height of his golden period, so called because of his tendency to use the color. A combination of oil paint and gold leaf, the effect is a striking Art Nouveau intimate image that retains its modernity today. A man and woman locked in an embrace. The couple may be the center of attention, but the colors are the painting's emotion. The lines between luxury and decadence are blurred, as are the barriers between love and lust. Number 9, The Persistence of Memory, Salvador Dali. It's 1931, and Dali has struck surrealist perfection with The Persistence of Memory. The melting clocks and desolate beach have been burned into the modern subconscious, making this one of the most recognizable paintings ever created. It could be an exploration of the fixed or unfixed cosmic order. It might be Einstein's theory of relativity seen through the bristles of a brushstroke. It may be, as Dali himself has suggested, the surrealist perception of a soft cheese melting beneath the sun's rays. Whatever it is, it's a famous and memorable pop culture staple, and it deserves to be. Number 8, Girl with a Pearl Earring, Johannes Vermeer. Granted, our next entry's recent claims to fame have been greatly enhanced by a best-selling Tracy Chevalier novel and a Scarlett Johansson film adaptation. However, Vermeer's Girl with a Pearl Earring had caught the eye long before she'd been made into a movie. The eponymous pearl earring is the picture's focal point, as the girl's plain face is caught as though unprepared. It's provocative voyeurism that has had many of viewers speculate on the subject's thoughts and her backstory. Number 7, Olympia, Edouard Manet. Heading into the 19th century for our next painting, Olympia caused massive controversy upon its completion in 1863. A reworking of Titian's 1538 Venus of Urbino and Giorgione's 1510 Sleeping Venus, Manet's relaxing nude is less innocent than her predecessors. The woman displays indicators of prostitution and a confrontational gaze that shocked her audiences. The black hair, black cat, unwanted flowers, and loosely worn slippers show us that she's a woman in control of herself. The closed hands and abrupt stare warn us to remember that fact. Number 6, The Birth of Venus, Sandro Botticelli. Painted in the 1400s, this Uffizi Gallery offering remains one of Florence's most treasured possessions. Commissioned by the Medici family to work on the birth of Venus, Botticelli depicts the goddess emerging out of the sea, standing upon an improbably large shell. She's nude as we see her, but a handmaid is soon to clothe and cover her. A beautiful figure, the artist presents her as an icon of Neoplatonism, a movement attempting to connect Greek and Roman thought with Christianity. Venus is a concoction of classical influences that has made its way into modern culture on more than one occasion.
Mama, what's the matter? Did you never seen a naked chick riding a clam before?
Number 5, The Scream, Edward Munch. Often considered a masterpiece of modern art, The Scream was a forerunner of the Expressionism that dominated the early 20th century. Painted in 1893, it reflects the end of photorealistic technical efforts and the beginning of metaphoric emotional pieces. The inspiration for the ghostly figure is not conclusively known, but the pain, fear, and horror that it feels are definitely felt. In fact, the form is so mesmerizing, it inspired several pop culture imitators. The wispy subject looks trapped inside the painting and inside our world, the original picture that spoke louder than words. Number 4, Guernica, Pablo Picasso. Finished in 1937, with our next painting, Picasso brought to the world's attention the bombing of the Basque town of Guernica and the ongoing Spanish Civil War, an act of war inflicted by the emerging fascist forces of Germany and Italy. The typically Picasso piece shows devastation and destruction in an abstracted way. Guernica is gray, black, and white. It's mural-sized, and it is intensely dramatic. Some interpretations find Picasso's own ego in the disfigured creatures. Others note the horse and bull as important Spanish symbols, while still others view simply the rampaging rise of Nazism. Number 3, The Last Supper, Leonardo da Vinci. In terms of fame, our third placer has again been recently aided by other media, namely Dan Brown's novel The Da Vinci Code and the subsequent Tom Hanks film adaptation.
Right there.
But they were men.
Now then, what about that figure on the right hand of our Lord, seated in the place of honor?
But that's hardly the end of this famous piece's pop culture domination. Many scenes in movies and TV have replicated the iconic arrangement. Da Vinci's depiction of Jesus and his disciples is perhaps the most recognizable recreation of the Son of God ever painted. Capturing the moment at which Jesus tells his followers that one will betray him and the alarm that ensues, it's a painting that has fallen in and out of disrepair and inspired plenty of conspiracy theories. An epic piece of art. Who is she?
My dear, that's Mary Magdalene.
The prostitute?
There was no such thing. Smeared by the church in 591 Anno Domini Pud.
Number 2, The Starry Night, Vincent van Gogh. Another painting that has broken out of its original frame and into the merchandise-laden world of reproductions. This Van Gogh image stands alongside Munch's The Scream as an all-out game changer. The viewer cannot help but become involved with the swirling, circling clouds, moon, and stars of the night sky. In turn, it's easy to place oneself in the village below. Painted from within the Saint Paul de Mazotte lunatic asylum in southern France, it's an exaggerated scene, but a beautiful one, except no imitations. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, The Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci.
The smile is in the lower spatial frequencies. The horizon is significantly lower on the left than it is on the right.
Why?
Well, see, she appears larger from the left than on the right. Historically, the left was female, the right was male.
Could the gold medal truly be hung around anyone else's neck? Mona Lisa is the most famous painting in the world, and she's one of the most recognizable women on the planet. Another Da Vinci piece, this time the great Italian gives us a portrait, the subject of which remains under considerable debate. She's an object of extreme fascination because of her inescapable stare, her unreadable expression, and her incredible detail. She resides in the Louvre Gallery in Paris, and despite her relatively small size, she brings in record amounts of visitors still. An undisputed, absolute icon. Do you agree with our list? Which painting did we miss? For more artsy top 10s published every day.
It's open to interpretation, but what makes a masterwork a masterwork, or the greatest masterwork, is the how it can be reinterpreted over time. Okay, last year, I think it was last year, there was an artist named Matthew Wong in New York. I didn't know him, but again, you know, he was claimed to be self-taught, a self-taught artist. And I wanted to show you this because we are not necessarily uninfluenced as we teach ourselves these lessons. So the article, he had committed suicide, and the article that was in the paper talked about his influences. So what I thought I would do is look at the one painting that they had of his in the paper, and they drew reference to a bunch of them. So I want you to see these things, and when you're deconstructing a work of art, take a look and see. The more you study art, the more you can see the influences and possibilities of whom he might have drawn for his inspiration. There's Voyard. You can see the design, the basic structure patterns here, the diagonals, etc. Milton Avery. Now, this is something that they said in the paper that he was influenced by, but I don't think so on this, so much so on this one painting, other than maybe the big, bold shapes of color. Okay, Marc Chagall. Maybe color-wise, color harmony-wise, maybe some of the geometric shapes, the triangles, etc. in here. Some animals, maybe. Okay. Klimt, this is an easy one. Look at all the patterns. See how the patterns come together for the flowers and the grasses and the vertical trees. So you've got your flowers and things. I'm sorry, the patterns and the vertical trees, etc. Pierre Bonnard, look at the beautiful flowing design of the landscape. Also the coloration here, the violets, the yellows, you've got violets here. Also the high horizon line on that last one. Rousseau, okay, very jungly, a little hard edged, but you can still see, you can see down in things. There's a bit of, you know, jungle happening in there. Like you could travel around in there if you wanted to. Be in another world, like looking down on to a field of grass or wheat and imagining what it would be like to be small and meander through those towering shapes. I thought when I looked at it, I thought of Hieronymus Bosch myself. You know, I could see all these figures here, down in here. So this is just my own interpretation of it. There's another Bosch. Okay, and this is a Dan McCaw, high horizon line. I doubt he was influenced by Dan McCaw, but still the whole square format with the high horizon line kind of made me think of that. So, so again, in deconstructing artwork, we get to know where an artist came from and where they were going to and how they got there. Okay. We have about 15 minutes left. Oh boy, I wish I could show you this. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Okay. Again, the more you study art, I took these pictures here. This is in the movie theater, the Metropolitan Theaters. And if you remember when when we were studying Art Deco or Art Nouveau and the clamshell design. Okay, remember this? So these patterns influence contemporary artists up to today. This is one of the reasons why that nobody knows where the art world is going to be going in the 21st century, because everything that we see around us is basically a regurgitation of art trends in the past couple hundred years. So there's something that just hasn't quite happened yet here that we're about to see. I was going to have you do this armature here, but I think I'll just send it to you so you don't have to work so hard today. Hold on. There we go. This is a fun one. All right, I think we'll end off with something really happy here. Since I had you do a lot of still lifes this time, I've created this here of a few still lifes, and I did see somebody sent me some still life to reinterpret, or some critique that needs to happen at the end of the class. So I will do that. So I put of my teacher Dan McCaw and my teachers Ovanis Barbarian, Redon, and Manet. So let's take a look here. Okay. Still life is the best way to learn design, no doubt about it. Okay. Best way to learn color is by painting outdoors. If you can do both, good luck, and you'll have a masterwork in either direction. Okay. Look at the format, look at the designs, look at the colors, look at the simplification of the shapes and placement of shapes. This is Redon. This is somebody I think I'd have you study. As far as color.
Can you say how you, is it R-E-D?
R-E-D-O-N.
Thank you.
I mean, he's nothing but still lifes. He didn't start painting still lifes until he was 60 years old, and he dedicated the rest of his life to doing nothing but. So I'm going to send you a link that has, other examples of his work as well. But you can see his coloration. It almost looks like a Chagall, his use of pure color. But they're very happy. And you'll notice that he works on a toned canvas or toned paper. This is a pastel. Look at the abstraction of this. It almost looks like a Miro. Odilon Redon. Really brilliant color here. Abstractions. Any of these, I want you to look at the color schemes as well, because it's the design that in conjunction with the color scheme. What are the color schemes?
Would you call that, it's like color scintillation? Or
because
how would you describe his color schemes?
Use of analogous color in some places and complementary hue in other places. Like this is a more of a blue violet and yellow harmony. You look at the priorities as well. Like a majority of it is in the violet realm, and then you've got a primary of the blues, and then just a little bit of the other primary, kind of a cool yellow, which is in the opposite of the violet there. This is an easy one to interpret here. So his color schemes are going to vary. Okay, these are more muted tones. You've got red, green, little bit of blue, okay, little bit of violet, okay, and orange. That red is kind of like a vermilion. It's almost an orange. And then you have this muted kind of orangey, burnt orange back down here. Then you move to this scale. Look at these vibrant still lifes here. Now, of course, these are off the internet, and I don't know without seeing them really how vibrant they are. I would venture to say they're not as vibrant as we're looking at when you see the original. They're probably a little more saturated and intense in reality. But you look for common denominators like the tone of the paper, okay? An overall harmony, color, and then the complements and split complementary colors, and quantities of those colors within those formats here. I like the ones that are nice and simple in color and in tone. Okay, a couple more. This whole show could have been on him. What I love about this is the variations in temperature and intensities and the grays that surround this mauve-y muted gray. I could have had you copy one of these. So this is my teacher, Ovanis Barbarian, more of a Russian impressionist style of painting, where the underpainting color is allowed to show through. You can kind of see it as kind of a gray-green showing through. But again, tying together the shapes, having a definitive light source, and he's painting outdoors in plein air. Okay, shows you how he starts tying shapes together, and then developing them from there. But it's abstractions, complete abstractions, tying shapes together, working on the notan.
What does he work in?
Oils.
Oil?
Yeah, these are oil paintings. It's amazing. If you could study with him, do it. Go up to Carmel or go up to Idaho where he lives. And
What's his name again?
Ovanis, Ovanes, Ovanis Barbarian, Berian. Warm and cool. Other examples here. Still life, design, painting
Beautiful.
outdoors.
Oh, gorgeous.
Isn't it unbelievable? When I saw his work on a flyer at Art Essentials, I said, I got to study with this guy. And that was back in 2008. 1998. Changed my life. Okay, this is my other teacher, Dan McCaw. Both Ovanis and Dan McCaw studied from Sergei Bongard, a Russian impressionist painter. So that's where they learned their palette from. But you can see Dan McCaw doing the traditional representational painting here on the right, and now moving more into a 21st century interpretation of a still life, becoming more graphic, more designer-like, more sleek, more expressive as he goes on. These are both of his paintings as well.
Oh, nice.
Look at how they tie shapes together. See, he works with the notan as well. Bigger shapes.
And I like how he cuts off the arrangement.
Yes.
Last two.
Yes.
See, you're training us.
Good. Good. Yeah, because if you do it, we have enough mediocre art out in the world. Now with this knowledge, you guys can go out and make better choices in how to create better art. I threw these in here for some reason. These are Van Goghs. Oh, Manet's. All right. Somebody sent me a Manet painting that they had studied. Anyway, simple shapes, 1890s, 1880s. Composition. Okay, beautiful composition. Designs. This is, I don't know what I put this in here for. Oh, you know what? The last time I taught this was one that I had everybody copy. It was a Manet. I had them copy right here. And everybody did pretty well. It was a nice thing. Okay, so let's see. What time is it? All right, so we just have a couple more minutes, and then I think, all right, I'm going to send this to you. It's 12 famous still lifes and artists. So it has Redon in there, and it has a little bit of art history to it as well. So what we didn't get to today, and as well as the homework, I'll be sending to you on a separate email. Okay. As well as the recording of this program. All right, so I wish this were a class that I could go on and teach like Design 2, Design 3, and Design 4. So we could get more specific with a few of these things and get you to work more specifically with a certain direction and develop a series of explorations and not give you such a broad, design 101 type of experience. But that's the way it is, and welcome to adult ed. So.
Hey, Tom, this is Tim. I'm just calling to say I got in finally.
Yay,
Oh.
Tim. Yeah, we've had some difficulties today.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the issue is, but I got in.
All right, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? I do know that I'm going to be seeing a couple people here in a minute that have sent their artwork in, or their homework.
Thank you for everything. It's been a great class.
All right, Alice.
Yeah, thank you.
You're wonderful, Thomas.
Billy
We just
Billy.
love you. Very eye-opening.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Tom.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you. Yay, that was fun. So everybody have a great holiday season. Be productive over this time of lockdown and COVID. Rearrange your furniture, and
Paint.
make the best of it. Okay?
Thank you so much. It was
You
awesome.
too.
Okay. All right.
Thank
This is
Great.
So you're welcome to hang out while I critique this work now.
Thank you, everyone, also in the class, and thank you so much, Thomas.
Yeah.
Look forward to next term, Thomas. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. See you in the color class.
See you next year.
Can you describe a little bit about the color class and what you're
Yeah.
going to do there?
Yeah. Sure. It's
It's really good.
It's going to be a combination of a little bit of art history for context, and then breaking down the science of color combinations, and then giving you projects every class to work in class, and then I'll also be demoing in class every class, and you will be given homework. So it's going to be 3 hours long, and so I'm dividing it up into I think it's 1 hour of lecture, etc., and then 2 hours of lab, which will include my demonstrations. And it's going to start basically monochromatically to limited palette, to colorist palette, impressionist palette, and then we're also going to be experiencing having every class focus on color harmonies for certain paintings. So in other words, instead of just painting a pretty picture of a vase of flowers, you might influence that vase by having the color blue be involved with every color note that you mix. So the harmony will be a blue painting, or the harmony will be a red painting, or a yellow painting, or a green painting. So we'll explore those colors in general. So it's going to force you to mix colors and have a harmonious tone, overall tone to a painting. We'll be mixing grays, be mixing tonalist paintings, and learning how to achieve tones without getting muddy. And let's see, off the top of my head, after this long 3.5
You can
hours.
sign up tomorrow. Is that right?
What's that?
Subscription starts tomorrow.
Oh, does it? Yes. The 8th of December. That's right. You can sign up. I think they allow like 50 people in the class, so I think it'll be fine. Everybody's gonna be fine.
I put a link to the catalog in the chat function, the color
Oh,
classes.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
saw that.
Thank you. Okay, so this is your homework for the week. I'm gonna, besides me sending you the stuff that's gonna be, if you don't have it already, a space made out in your rooms or your garages or something like that, that's dedicated for you to evolve in your art. Okay, you need to have that space. If you don't have it, you're not going to be serious about it, and chances are you'll become apathetic and not take it seriously. I want you guys to take it seriously. I wouldn't be teaching this if I didn't want you to take it seriously. But you know, if you don't, that's fine too. But but a space is really important, even if it's the corner of your kitchen or dining room, where you set your easel up and you put your artwork on there, and it stares you in the face, and it screams to you to come and, you know, put a couple brushes on your canvas. And I'll leave you with this thought. It was the thought that Ovanis used to say to me in his little Armenian Greek voice. He'd say, Thomas, he said, if you don't paint every day, set you back 3 days. You don't paint 3 days, set you back 3 weeks. You don't paint for 3 weeks, it set you back 3 years.
Wow.
So paint every day. Okay? All righty. So thank you all. And I'm going to go ahead and look to see who sent me artwork here. And go ahead and continue with the critique. And we have artwork from Nicola. Okay. I think that, oh, Tim, did you send anything in? No, you didn't? Okay.
No.
All right. So, ooh, Nicola.
Wow.
Look at
That's
those.
when you were showing the Monet, I was like, I painted that about a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago.
Is this a Manet?
No, this is me.
That's you. Okay.
I actually sent one that photographed better, but that's fine.
All right, I'll find it. Oh, really? Was it? You just sent it now?
Yeah,
This one here. Oh, yeah, much better.
yeah.
Better. Okay. All right. All right, let me annotate this thing here. Let me, I'm going to bring up, I'm going to work with arrows now. I'm going to see something here. Okay. If you squint your eyes, I want your eyes going to go to the area of most contrast. So right now, I'm going to just put an arrow right here. Can you see that arrow that I just put on there?
Yeah.
It kind of goes to your highlight on your lemon there. So my eye's going to go there because you've got a dark section right next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And then you've got all these highlights on the, what do you call it? The pepper?
Yeah, they're peppers.
Yeah, pepper. Okay. So your job is to make one of them important and the other one's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if there's too many of similar patterns, it gets us really crazy. Look down here at the bottom left. Look at the highlights on these. Okay?
Yeah.
See the highlights? They
Yeah.
wind up being competing for attention. All right. So when life hands you dilemmas, make dilemonade. Okay. All right. So life obviously handed you a dilemma in that it was showing you there were similar notes.
Yeah.
Okay? But you're the artist, you're the orchestra leader. So your job is to get us to go somewhere first, second, and third, right? So I'm now going to change this. I'm going to go, do I want here? I'm going to go here. I'm going to just do some free-forming stuff here. All right, so when I squint my eyes, my eye, again, goes up here first. So if it goes there first, is that my focal point?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. And then I'm looking for areas of contrast, and it's the entire shape of the bell pepper here. And then within the bell pepper, this is beautiful color in here, by the way. Within the bell pepper, you've got the highlights of the green that's in shadow there. Okay. So I'm not seeing so much of an armature on this one, or you know, adherence to kind of a placement of shapes.
It was pre-armature.
Pre-armature. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so now I want you to do it again. Your homework is to do it again, but over an armature.
Okay.
And have no more than 3 areas of interest within the painting, and that includes the patterns. You know, just simplify and tie things together. In fact, get that notanizer working. Take a picture, and then work from the values. Do what they call a Brunei, a Grisai, or a Verdai. Okay. A brown, a black and white, or a green and white rendition of the entire painting for the values first, tying things together. Then over that, you can do your painting. but use the
Cool.
notonizer first to get where you're going, all right?
Sure, thanks.
Okay.
So Tom, one of the places that my eyes, that front edge of the bowl, because there's a really strong contrast there.
All right, you broke up the first thing you said. One of the places what?
One of the places my eyes go is to the front of the bowl on the
Yes.
left-hand side.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, right here. Right here, kinda, sorta. Yeah, that's it's showing you there's a light source there. Everything goes into shadow
No,
here.
no, I'm sorry. The inside of the bowl to.
Oh, the
to
inside of the bowl.
rim.
Yeah, it's pretty light in here. It's pretty light. Plus, you have this dark edge right here.
Yeah,
The edge is really calling attention to that.
yeah.
So, I do have let's see what happens if I try this. I do have maybe a way of calming this down a little bit. I'm just watch what happens when I take my finger off. Let's see if this helps. Okay, see how that kind of tones it down. And when I did that, look what happens to this lemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now everybody's looking at the lemon.
Yeah.
The lemon is so happy.
Yeah, when I did this, I was trying to get as realistic as possible with exactly the light that was happening. So
Right.
that's a different thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now don't negate design. Do not negate design. I will never again negate design. Remember, if you have a strong design and weak value understanding, you'll still survive. Okay. If you have a strong value and a weak design, you will not survive. The design is going to carry it through to the end. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, I'm just toning down the background just so everything else within the painting kind of can have a chance of survival.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll send you a bill. No, just kidding. It's actually a lovely, I mean, your colors are real nice and they're happy. And I'm going to remove a couple of things here now that I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove that, and these three things. And four.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so it's funny. It took the color. I thought it would be blue. It's so weird that this color that I'm actually using on the Zoom is coming out brown.
Yeah.
When I work from a photograph, like in my life drawing class, and I'll work from a still and I'll tone something down, it actually, yeah, that's pretty nice. I like this. It's making its own decisions is what's happening here. So, I like that. Okay, but you get the idea, yes?
Yes, thank you.
Always about how can I support my composition? How can I do it? What can I do? And it's not necessarily what goes into the painting to make it a stronger painting, but what you choose to edit out. And what I just did for you was edit stuff out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Was there anybody else that sent anything in at the last minute? Anybody?
I sent in a woodblock cut last
Okay.
night.
All right. Let me find
But
that.
it's not printed yet, so there's not a lot to show. But
Really?
I just sent you a picture of the woodcut.
Okay. I want to look at it. I want to look at it. Hold on. Because once I'm gone, you're not going to see me for another 5 weeks or so. Well, no, you will. You'll see me on Wednesday. Clear all drawings. All right. All right. So let's do this. Inbox. Where are you? You just sent it to where? Where?
I sent it to your personal email last night.
Last night. Okay. So I'm going to put you on there. And it's Julia.
Yeah, it was with the flower in the same email.
Oh, I know. I downloaded it. Here it is. All right, there's that one, and here's this one. Oh, yes, I remember downloading that. Okay, so you're making a print. You carved into this wood.
Yeah, and I used the camera lucida
Yeah.
to get that. One of the root squares, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the extra credit or whatever.
Yes.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, I know what that is because I have these nature prints that I made and I did cutouts on, and I had 2 circles that fit like almost exactly into that space.
Yeah.
So I put them in. I put that camera lucida. I took a picture of that and I used. I tried to see if it, the alignment, how it should be aligned.
Right.
And then
I see. Well, you didn't. It was not the same formatting. You saw that, right? Here, this really sucks. Hold on in 1 second. I'm going to make it even better. Stand by. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to drag this over to my desktop. And that way I can zoom in on it. There we go. Will ya? What's happening?
to me,
Yeah.
I can't see anything other than my picture.
Okay. Here. Yeah. Sound in the back.
Oh, I'm driving.
Okay, it's really noisy, so I'm going to mute you. Okay. All right, so now I'm looking at the armature that you tried to put on there, or that you wanted to put on there. I'm going to see if I can somehow make this bigger. And then, yeah, the armature, you can see what's happening. You just wanted a section of this armature, yeah? That's what you were doing? The whirling root, the whirling square roots there.
Yeah, so it was 2 circles, quarter circles.
Yeah.
Upside down, touching.
Got it. Okay. All right, that makes sense. So all this other stuff is superfluous then, right?
That'll be cut. That will be cropped to that, and so I cropped it to that, and I graphite transferred it to the woodblock.
Right.
And then I carved it.
All right, so all this is going to be cut out, right? This is what you did right here. I'm getting rid of this.
Yeah, it is cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cut out on the woodcut.
Okay. It makes it easier to see once you do that. Okay. All right. So that's a very interesting way of going about this, but it'll be. Let me look at it again now. Let's see. Get out of this. And
so
you'll have to unmute yourself.
So you can look at the woodcut below.
I get it now. I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's an idea.
So we'll see how it prints.
Okay. Yeah. Send me a picture when you do it. Are you going to do it just monochromatic?
No, I'm hoping to do it in 3 primaries and 3 gray primaries. And I'd like to do some offset prints too. So we'll see. Okay.
Just remember, when you're making a decision on where you're going to want your colors to go and flow to, that, there's not too much of any one thing. Okay? All right. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was going to do, what do you mean by that?
That you're going to use those 3 colors that you were going to use, depending on how you use them. If you have them all represented in your format in the same amount and same intensity.
Okay, I see. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
All right.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. All right.
I think there will be a different color for the big circle as compared to the small circle, and the
Okay.
background.
You know you can mix them all together, okay? You mix the red, the
Yeah.
yellow, the blue together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you mix them.
I want to play with colors. I think my goal is to get scintillating colors
Oh, really?
or yeah.
Okay. Well, then you're not going to want to mix them together, because by mixing them
Okay.
together, color is subtractive. The more you mix it with its complement, split complement, or another color, it mutes it down.
Yeah.
So if you want scintillating colors, you're going to be mixing less, but you're going to be relying more upon pure color and juxtaposition of complement and split complements in varying quantities in the neighborhood of whatever color it is that you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason
Yeah. And so
calling.
so I think I want to print it onto a color, a colored paper.
You could do
a
that.
Toned
Why
paper
not?
already, paper already, so that I can get that.
Yeah, it's a woodblock print, so you can do it as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play with it.
Have you ever carved into linoleum? Done a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
that?
it would be much easier than what I'm doing. I wish I had done that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I
But
haven't done it yet
but this
myself, but I'm looking forward to it someday.
Yeah. This gets you a more imprecise expressionist stroke when
Yeah.
because the wood was splintering in part. I mean, it was difficult. The type
you
of
learned
wood
a lot.
matters.
It's a big
Yeah,
learning curve for you. So that's okay. Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for the template. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for the 8-week odyssey, and stand by for the homework and the recording of the videos. Okay.
Thank you, Thomas.
Next semester. Thanks a lot.
All
That was
right.
awesome.
Yay. Thank
Thanks
you.
for all your
Welcome.
feedback.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.